Hey, welcome back to Gemini Shit with a Side of Coffee. I am your host, Andrea, aka Gemini 211. I want you to grab your coffee, sit down, and let's talk because this one, it might hit a little bit close to home. I kind of been dwelling on where to run with this podcast. I have a few special guests that I have lined up for you guys, and I'm so excited to link up with on this podcast, kind of just hopefully take it to the next step. I have so much life going on, as much as you guys probably all do as well, between being a mom, being a grandma, having businesses, and trying to maintain life afloat. The one thing that I feel like becomes so stressful every day is just the necessity of life and the demand and need of others. Do you feel me? Like the kids always needing something, whether it's my attention, my advice, spending time, dates, and then the friends get involved and the friends want girl time, and then the husband wants date nights. There's so much going on. And how many of you can relate to like, I'm one person, but I feel like I wear so many hats? So, in this episode, I kind of sat and meditated over the past couple of days, regrouping, getting my thoughts and ideas together. And I wanted to talk a little bit about something spiritual, but not the aesthetic version of spiritual. Not the love and light, not the save your room and everything magically will fix itself version, but I'm talking about the kind of spiritual that explains why you keep going back to the same person, why you might feel drained all the time, and why you can't seem to let go, even when you know better. And this came about in all honesty because I've been doing readings um, over the past couple of weeks, and a lot of them are on situationships, relationships. Some people, juggling between multiple relationships and trying to figure out which relationship is the one that I should go to. And so I sat with spirit and I'm like, all right, maybe this is the avenue we need to go on with the podcast. And maybe we need to give some insight to those that are in this maybe energetic space. So, not like a space of you're actually stuck, but you do feel stuck, not of a space of you are attached, but you feel attached, because there's a difference. And a lot of you say, I feel stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know why I can't move on. And you keep going back to the same toxic space, whether it's a relationship, a job, it could even be your own family members. And let's be real for a second. You're still checking on people's phones, you're still rereading messages, you're still manifesting the thought of how could you have responded different or how can I get somebody's attention for them to see things differently? And you're still hoping that they show up differently every time. So no, you're not stuck. You're spiritually and emotionally attached to something that is inconsistent. And in all honesty, attachment, it's an energy cord. So let's break that down. If you're constantly overthinking, checking your phone, trying to figure something out, you don't need another sign. You need clarity. And that's exactly what my personal readings are for. Go to Gemini211.com and book your private appointment today. Also, on another quick side note, because I get this asked this all the time, everything I use, my coffee setup, my podcast stuff, and even some of my favorite daily essentials are all linked in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to vibe exactly like mine, it's all there. There's a link in my bio. You could also follow me on social media, TikTok and Instagram, Gemini211. All of my stuff is all available for you guys. Go check it out. When you connect with someone emotionally, physically, and spiritually, you create a cord. And I tell my clients this all the time. When you are intimate with someone, that cord is also created. An energetic tie between you and that person. And if the connection is healthy, mutual, and aligned, the cord feels stable. But when it's inconsistent, hot and cold, confusing, that cord doesn't go away. It tightens because your mind is trying to solve something your intuition already answered. And this is where people get it twisted. They think if I just understand it a little bit more, if I just maybe give it some more time, if I just love harder, things will change. And no, babe, what you're doing is feeding the attachment. And I feel like a lot of times the statement of if I just love harder. I had a conversation with a girl recently who is very spiritual, and she was dating this guy for I think a year, and all of a sudden he just ghosted her, and they happened to go out and see each other at the same club one night, and he completely acted like he didn't know her. And in her spiritual journey, she says, Andrea, I'm healed. And I've learned to forgive people. I've learned to love. I've learned that sometimes people, we have to disconnect in a relationship, but it doesn't mean that I have to go away. It means I have to stay here and wait till this person decides that what they're doing isn't what they truly want. And I'm like, girl, listen to yourself right now. You're telling me that your spiritual belief is telling you, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your heart is telling you, wait for this dude who's out at clubs, that doesn't talk to you, ghosted you, who is possibly, let's be real, engaging in conversations with other females. And your spiritual mindset, because you're healed, is telling you to sit and wait until this person decides you're what he wants and not these other females that he's meeting at a club. Anybody in their right mind is like, what the fuck are you thinking? And that was my honest response is, what the fuck are you thinking? And I feel like this sentence of if I just love them harder correlates to that, where sometimes we think, do I just sit here and wait? Let me just work on myself and sit here and wait while that person's fixing themselves. And this could be even a relationship with your family members. My mom and I don't have the best relationship. And I used to think the same way. Like, maybe if I talk to her this way, maybe if I change my words and my sentence, makes sense to her, she'll finally realize what I'm trying to say. No, that's not the right mindset. That's not the idea of healing from spirituality. So let's talk about where the energy really goes from here. So, this is the part that I feel like nobody wants to ever admit, because the energy in something like this, it takes you down a whole rabbit hole of overthinking in conversations, replaying what they said and what you should have said, and did you say the right things, waiting for that phone call, that message, that like, I'm manifesting they're going to reach out to me. I'm manifesting a good conversation. Checking their social media, replaying their text messages in your head, and talking about them over and over and over again. All of that, just picture a ball of energy. This ball that fits in the size of your hand, that has a lot of energy. It feels hot. The energy is moving, and it is just growing and living within this ball. And the crazy part is your entire mood can shift based off of that person's attention. So if they're ghosting you, your mood switches, right? If they reach out to you, your mood switches. I got you there. But that's because you are not in control of your energy. You're giving it away. And that's not love. Let's be real. Even from my own mom, I feel like that's not love. I mean, you might say you love somebody, she might say, I love you, but her love views are different. Their love views are different. And now, on a deeper note, let's ask, why is it so hard to let go? Not because you're addicted to the person, but you're addicted to the inconsistency. And it's crazy when you realize that you are addicted to inconsistency, because if you evaluate every aspect of your life, from jobs to friendships to what you do to appointments, I guarantee there is so much inconsistency in every area of life. The high when people show up, the lows when they disappear. That's a cycle. That's chemistry mixed with emotional attachment. And spiritually, that's what we call karmic energy. You're feeding that karmic energy. Not every connection is meant to stay. And I've told you guys this plenty of times before. You know, some are meant to wake you up. Some relationships and connections are meant to show you your own patterns, to show you where you overgive, to show you where you ignore your intuition. But instead of learning the lesson, you keep trying to keep the person. And that's where the suffering starts. Let me give you some real signs that this is a draining instead of energy lifting. One would be maybe you feel tired, not physically, you just feel blah. You keep checking your phone. Are they going to respond? Are they on social media? Are they on Snapchat? Your mood depends on how they treat you that day. That one's a lot. Or maybe you're just distracted from your own goals because you're so consumed with trying to fix the situation and fix the person instead of fixing yourself and knowing your worth. And deep down, you already know this isn't right. You just don't want to let go of the potential it might have. So, cord cutting. I don't know if you've ever went down and researched cord cutting, how to do this spiritually, but there's many methods and many ways of cord cutting. Um, because this is the part where people they basically romanticize, and I'm not going to do that. Cutting a spiritual attachment is not some ritual where you have to light a candle and suddenly you're healed. It's a decision. It's literally a decision to cut the cord, to cut the communication between you and that person, and starting to kind of check in with yourself and stop checking in with their energy. An easy way that's not this big ritual is closing your eyes, envisioning you and that person in front of you, and this cord, almost like a rope that's entwined, and it is connected to your belly button and this person's belly button. And I want you to envision Archangel Michael just comes in with his white light of magic and this big, long, sharp sword that cuts between this cord. And this cord just starts to slowly, slowly, slowly dissipate. That's when the healing and that's when the decision comes into play. And you'll notice when you cut that cord and you make that actual decision, you're not always checking in, you're not going back and rereading messages anymore, you're not entertained by the conversations that go absolutely nowhere. You're redirecting your own energy back to yourself, your body, your money, your goals, your peace. And the hardest part is accepting them as they are, accepting that person for who they truly are. I accept my mom for who she is. I don't agree with half the shit that she preaches, to each his own. But you can't doubt yourself. You can't doubt, was this the good a good decision or was this not? You have to just accept them exactly as they are. Not who they could be, not who they show up to you sometimes, but who they've consistently been to you. Because closure is not a conversation. Closure is a decision. A decision to close a door, a decision to say I am not going to get in this toxic relationship. I am not going to get yelled at. I am not going to be called stupid. I am not going to allow anybody to dim my light. And let me tell you, what happens when you finally let that go, your energy and your light come back tenfold. The doors of opportunity magically, the blessings magically start to unfold for you. And I'm talking really fast, the snap of a finger. You start to think clearer, you start to feel lighter, you start obsessing over yourself and stop obsessing over that person. And you suddenly realize you were never stuck. You were just holding on to some bullshit that you didn't know how to let go of. Let's tap into the collective for a second because the energy I'm picking up right now, a lot of you are standing at a turning point where you know what you need to release. You've known this. You've been hesitating. But once you let this go, you step into a version of yourself that doesn't even recognize the cycle of karma anymore. The life you want isn't blocked, it's not delayed, and it's not being kept from you. It's waiting. It's knocking at that door. Hey, babe, I'm waiting for you to unlock me. It's waiting for you to stop entertaining what's not meant for you. Before I close this out, I want to tap into something a little bit deeper with you right now because a lot of people misunderstand tarot and even intuition or a mediumship energy. It's not here to tell you what you want to hear, it's here to show you what you already feel but might be avoiding. Tarot works by reflecting on your current energy, your patterns, your attachments, your cycles. So when you pull a card, or even when I read it for you, it's not predicting your life like it's set in stone. It's showing you where your energy is right now and where it's leading if nothing changes. And that's the part people don't always talk about. You always have free will. You can shift your outcome the moment you shift your behavior, your boundaries, and what you're willing to entertain. So, for this episode, let's pull a quick collective energy. The first thing I'm picking up on, a lot of you already know what needs to be released. This isn't confusion, and this definitely is not hesitation. There's an attachment here that feels familiar, but it's not fulfilling. And the longer you hold on to it, the more it drains you. I also feel the energy coming through that I have to tell you is a reminder of your own power. Once you decide, like you really decide to pull your energy back, things start moving quickly. Clarity comes in, peace comes in, and you stop feeling so emotional all over the place. And my final message to you guys today is that what's meant for you doesn't require you to overthink this much. It doesn't even leave you questioning your worth. It doesn't make you feel like you have to chase clarity. So if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. Tarot isn't here to control your life, it's here to bring you back to yourself. And I'm going to leave you with that. I want you to take a second, just breathe, and check in with your energy, not what you think, but what you actually feel. And I want you to ask yourself, what am I holding on to that I already know I need to release? Don't overthink it. Your first answer is your truth. Now we're going to pull one collective energy. I feel like this energy is giving the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is clarity, it's boundaries. It's no longer letting your emotions override what you know is true. The Queen of Swords doesn't chase closure, she is the closure. She sees things for what they are, not what she hopes that they could be. And she chooses herself in any way. So if something in your life has been confusing, inconsistent, draining, this is your moment to be honest, not emotional, but honest. Where do you need to set stronger boundaries? Where are you still entertaining something you've already outgrown? That's what this energy is asking you to look at. Now, I want you to set an intention. What am I no longer entertaining after today? And I mean it. You don't need any more signs. You need to trust what you already know. If you felt this, you already know why. And if you need deeper clarity, personal readings are always open. I love you guys and I appreciate you guys. I hope this hit home for some of you, and I hope that I'm able to connect with those that need the guidance that you are looking for. All right, I will talk to you guys in the next episode.